it was Richmond beating Richmond the first half.
What an electric start here from the Lions. They've kicked 6 unanswered.
That vision says it all, doesn't it? Damien Hardwick, head in hand.
Really feels like season on the line for the Tigers. Coming back, coming. Look at that. Rewalt makes it 3 in a row into the open goal. Back to 25 points. The Tigers are back big time.
There's Chris Fagan, who, for the first time this afternoon, doesn't look so calm.
The Tigers are back.
The good thing and the challenging thing at times is when you're 38 points down, you know, the players can go one of two ways, but I think it's a measure of the group, and we've been through some tough weeks, no question. What this means, well, we can only wait and see.
Rioli from 50 launches. Tigers are in front. 60-second spot on. Here they go. Graham out of the middle. A long ball inside 50. Mark to the back, and it'll be paid here to Gardner. Oh, played on and coughed it up. This is going to be the game right there. It's going to be the Tigers' ball game.
Yeah, you just got to make sure that your run is at the right time. You know, we know that. We understand that.
It's going to be the Tigers who keep their season alive, and Tom Lynch with his 4th goal. Siren's going to sound. Tigers are going to win. Tigers are alive. Tigers are alive in 2022.
And the coach who is about to take his team to an elimination final at the Gabba, haven't the Lions and the Tigers known a few big dates in recent times? Damien Hardwick is with us. Damien, great to have you back on 360.
Evening, guys. Hey, I've just picked myself up after Robbo declared himself a doctor on national TV.
We're going to get you to do a bit of medics for us in a moment as well. Hey, as sliding doors moments, that's about as big as it gets. You pull that game out, it's a 4-game streak, and what do you know? It takes you back to the Lions.
Yeah, it was. It was an amazing, turnaround. It was scores from stoppage early in that first half were killing us, and we managed to eradicate that and get the ball going our way. And we've probably played some pretty good footy since. We learned a hell of a lot about ourselves in that first half, and some areas of our game we had to improve, and we've sort of gone to work on those. But the proof will be in the pudding this week. We play a side up at Brisbane that are fiercely competitive on their home deck, and it's a challenge we're certainly looking forward to.
How much has changed, or has it just sharpened in these 4 weeks leading in, Damien?
Yeah, it's been a little bit of both. There were some things that we had to eradicate from our game. We're giving up too many errors from our offensive ball movement that we've tightened up, and that's really improved over the last 4 weeks. And there's some things around clearance that we had to get a little bit better too. And credit where credit's due. Andrew McQualter, our midfield coach, and all our other coaches have got to work on that aspect. But David Teague's done some work, obviously, with Xavier Clark also offensively to get the ball moving a little bit cleaner and better. So we've put some work into those facets of our game, and it's certainly improved. So there's some things have changed, but also I think we've sharpened up a little bit too. Our side has been a little bit more stable. We haven't had a lot of players going in and out, so it's been a little bit of a stability that's helped us also.
The dogs are barking. Yeah. The dogs are barking.
Yeah, sorry. The dog's losing its mind in the background there.
Yeah, Matt Greg Swan's dog ran onto training today at the Gabba, and there it is. Have a look. And now we've got your mutt barking in the background at home.
There's a fair chance that Fugs has got that dog on the barbecue, I reckon, as we speak. He'd be that angry sort of thing. So it's, I did laugh. I saw that on Twitter today. It is funny as a coach. You sort of want to be as relaxed as possible, but like you said earlier, it doesn't take much for you to flip your lid. So I did get a bit of a chuckle out of that today.
Can I talk to you about the art of coaching? When you lost to North Melbourne, you drew with the Dockers, there's a lot of strategy that you must go through, but a lot of times when I hear you, Dimma, you talk about Tigers football. Okay, and that's a brand, which is the strategy, but there's also the brand, which is the attitude. What have you had to work on mostly since, say, that Dockers draw halftime in the Lions game? Strategy or attitude?
A little bit of strategy. Look, even in those games that we lost, we talk about the 80-20 rule. 80% of things we're doing pretty well. the 20% was the fundamentals of execution inside of 50, and those 4 games let us down horribly. Like, you know, our ball use inside 50 was not quite to the level that it had been over the previous, you know, 12 or so rounds, and then also after. But also we went from AFL 1 scoring efficiency to AFL 18 in that 4 to 5 week block. So there's a little bit of semantics there that we looked at that we thought, geez, we're not playing quite as bad as we probably are deemed to be. But the fact of the matter is, you've got to clear up these areas, and you know, scoring efficiency and just your basic execution on goal can lead to some terrible outcomes, although you might be playing some reasonable footy. So those have really improved over those 4 weeks, and you know, we've obviously had some pretty good wins along the way.
The start of the final series just lost Nat Fyfe. Will we have Dustin Martin, Damien?
Well, we're taking a squad of 26, and Dustin is in that squad of 26. We'll finalise the side, tomorrow afternoon in our final team meeting. But he had a really good session on I can't remember, I don't know what date it is today. What is it today? Tuesday. On Monday, I think it was. And he, you know, he was really evident. He hit high speed like we haven't seen for a period of time. So he's done everything we've asked. We've just got to pick him to play, which is on me and the match committee. So it'll be tough not to pick him.
Come on, you've never given us a headline on 360. Never. Brisbane expects him to play. The football world is so anxious about watching Dustin Martin play. This is his time. This is September time. And you're sitting there saying he's in a squad of 26 and he's done everything right. He's playing, isn't he?
Have you muted yourself on purpose,
I'm only joking, Robert. It's all right. I can't answer that.
Too good. Too good.
Smart ass, you are. So that's a yes.
He's given himself every chance, Robert. You'll find out tomorrow like everyone else.
So round 16 was the last time we saw him, and he's played 8 games for the season. What's fair to ask of him, and what is the judgment call?
Look, if he does play, and like we've sort of spoken about, there is a chance that will happen. He will play a different role. He will play predominantly forward. We know he's played that role before, and he's quite capable. Against Brisbane, he's had some really good games like that. But what we do know is players of Dustin's ilk, they put themselves where they need to be. You know, I've said this often as a coach, the very best players have got a great understanding where to put themselves at the best of times. So that's something we'll work our way through. Once again, he's got another session to get through tomorrow, which is only a light session, but we're just got to make sure he pulled up okay from the previous day. So, but like I said, he was in a really fine form, although it was a shorter training session, but we're really pleased with what he put out there.
I reckon some immature finals teams, Dimma, might get ahead of themselves by saying, oh, geez, Adams is out, Reynolds suspended. Geez, this is going to be a little bit easier than what we thought. I'm suspecting from a mature finals team like Richmond, and you've had a lot thrown at you over the last 5 years, that doesn't mean squat that these 2 players are out.
No, it doesn't. You know, finals are just a different beast. As we know, they're high contest, high pressure, and regardless of who takes the field, whether they're the most experienced player or the youngest player, there's an expectation every player that dons both club jumpers, that they play a Richmond or a Brisbane way. And, you know, we're under no illusions that this is a very, very hungry Brisbane side. They haven't had the best finish to their season that they would have liked, but we certainly know when they play their best footy, they're incredibly hard to defend, and they can score really, really heavily at various stages, especially on the centre bounce up there at the Gabba. So there's going to be a challenge there for us, no doubt, but it's one we're certainly looking forward to. We had a great rivalry with this side, and we look forward to taking that to another level, hopefully come Thursday night.
We don't have to look too far back to see how powerful they are. Dimma, what they did. Hey, what's your dog's name again? Call him over.
Oh, bloody Hank. He's losing his mind.
But
he's not here. He's losing. Hank,
bring him back. Put him on. If he comes back, just put him on your knee.
Yeah, who's this? Oh, geez, the big dog to put on the knee. Look.
Just look at him.
Big fella.
Have a look at him.
He's gone out.
Well,
losing his mind.
That is brilliant. That is brilliant.
The worst TV of all time, you bloke.
No, it's how relaxed. Could you imagine you acting like this 5 years ago? No way, you're a cat on a hot tin roof, Dimma, going into a first final, and you're picking up your bloody dog on national television and laughing and giggling. So it says a little bit about you as coach and your team, I suppose.
Yeah, well, I think so. I think the one thing we always talk about is we work incredibly hard and our preparation's really diligent, but we sort of like to have a fun time along the way. The one thing I've learned to do is to try and separate myself as much as possible. And it is a challenge at various stages. You know, the dog keeps me cosy various stages. One of these every now and then will relax me also. But
you are loose, mate. You are loose.
No. But it's the game itself is just so much fun. You know, to make finals itself it's so hard these days. The competition is so even. So we want to celebrate it, but we also can't wait for the challenge ahead. It is a season within a season, as we know, but we're really looking forward to the challenge of going up to Brisbane, getting the warm weather on our backs and giving ourselves our best shot, because we certainly know our best footy is quite capable of playing, you know, a significant challenge to other sides playing in September also.
Hey, not so long ago, we saw the might of Brisbane do you over in the first half at the MCG.
Yeah.
So when you're reviewing the game, and we asked Chris Fagan this last night, do you concentrate mainly on Brisbane's first half or what you guys did in the second half when you're sort of reviewing or previewing the game with your players?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. There's some things that we knew that if Brisbane got on top, they'd hurt us in, and they did in that first half. And we went to work on a little bit those in the second half. You know, their stoppage craft and their ability to score from stoppage really, really hurt us. I think they kicked 6 goals in that first quarter. It might have been 4, I'm not too sure, but it was a lot. And from our point of view, we had to go to work to minimise those scores. And our players got to work. You know, I remember our mids got, you know, really down and dirty and started to get the ball going our way a little bit, because as we know, the Brisbane forward line is incredibly potent. If you give them an opportunity to score, if you give them 50-odd plus inside 50s, they're going to hurt you. So we've got to make sure the ball stays in our forward half. It'll be a real territory-based game. So centre bounce and clearance is going to be very, very important come this week.
Let me workshop one idea with you, Dimma. Adam Kingsley, you asked Adam for his absolute best finishing off before he graduates. He's the Giants coach. I can imagine in one room, in his spare time, he's ringing Tim Taranto going, you couldn't just stay at the Giants, could you? While in the other room, someone from Rich was ringing, hey, we really want you at the Tigers.
Yeah, it was funny. We went out to dinner the other night with a few of our close mates, and we were having a few discussions, and we did have a few beers, and we were trying to do some trades over the table for the both. But anyway, there was a bit of laugh. But look, he's a ripper at King. As he's waited his time, he's going to be a terrific coach for GWS nonetheless. And you know, we did have a quiet joke, because you know he's very much committed to the Richmond Footy Club for this period that we've got him. But I did say if something's going wrong in the first quarter, I'll be saying your head's in GWS. So he's prepared for it anyway. But look, he's a wonderful coach. He's been a wonderful servant for us, and we wish him all the very best come when his time's finished with us.